is whether you have the right attitude, whether you're willing to try, to get out of your comfortable sphere and to expose yourself to new things, to learn new things. And then last of all, if you're the right person to doing it. And I'll talk in each section. So the first thing, whether it is the right thing, if we look at the background, it started because of the Alliance Cultural Foundation's commitment to Taitung 2 years ago. After the Maricot typhoon, are all of you, the Baba typhoon, are all of you familiar with that? It happened on August 8th, 3 years ago. And we saw a lot of people who wanted to do good. They donated a lot of money, but we felt that the money wasn't going to the right cause or going to the people that needs help. So and also the Alliance Cultural Foundation wanted to do a lot of things in Taitung, and they've been doing a lot of things. And the English camp is part of that because they felt that the students in Taitung are not being taught English in a very good way, and also especially from students who come from very disadvantaged background. And so this is what we're trying to address. So we wanted to help, first of all, to help the students overcome fear of English and be confident enough that they can also do well in all sorts of learning, including English. And we want also to instill a right attitude towards them, like hard work, putting in a lot of hard work. We're trying to also instill some values in them. And I'll leave Charlotte to talk about them later on. But also we want to make learning English fun for them. So that is about doing the right thing. So how do we do the thing right? We have been, like I said, we've been in Taitung for the past 2 years, and the first year it was a 4-week course for the target was 150 students from junior high school and senior high school, but actually we got some primary school students too. And we had ETA 4, which is a group of university students from the States. They started off teaching English in Vietnam. And so we had classes like, we have formal English classes in the morning, and then in the afternoon we have lots of like games, music, movie, and also sometimes we would have day trips, short day trips for the students to go to the community, to the various book houses. During the first year, we only had about, although I've written 24 local volunteers, but at one time, at most we have, including the ETA4 students, we have only 25 volunteers. So this volunteer to student ratio was about 1 to 5. During the second year, we made some modifications. So the Alliance wanted to offer this camp to more students, so they cut down the number of weeks. So it was 2 weeks, 2 batches. One is the junior high school, and the second group, the senior high school students. We recruited a lot of local volunteers, so the manpower ratio was about 1 to 3. And we have the ETA for teaching English in the morning, and then in the afternoon, our own volunteers would give them electives like introduce them to the geography or the local places of interest, or we have them giving like hobbies where they can select from either music, dancing, food and culture, and arts, handicrafts. So out of these 2 groups, they will select the classes that they are interested. And in between, we intersperse it with a day trip and a sports day. And now I'll pass the mic to Nick and Steve from Heart to Heart, and let them talk about their experience for the past 2 years.
Hey guys, good morning. Thank you all so much for being with us today. I know it's a Sunday, so we're really grateful that all of you have come together for this all-hands meeting. Right now, my friend Steve and I are going to talk a little bit about the Heart to Heart initiative, and Steve is going to translate in Mandarin. So, very similar to what Yandu was saying. Heart to Heart started in the summer of 2010, and our initial intent for this community service program was to create a camp that was designed by students for students. So about 7 or 8 high schoolers from the Taipei American School got together and thought of a creative summer camp that they could design and implement to help teach English, leadership, and creativity to all of these students. So actually, can all the original people from TAS please stand up right now? Thanks, guys. So these are the original founders who were with us since the camp's inception in 2010, and they have been with the program. So, very similar to the ETA program, our camp basically attempted to promote English and to share experiences with a lot of these students. And actually, we started in Taidong County in 2010 when Steve and his parents and the Fan Foundation provided the resources for us to go to help a bunch of schools who, because of the typhoon or for other various reasons, were in need of aid. So all of us got together over the course of the spring and very carefully planned out some classes, ideas, and curriculum that we could then teach to the kids there and share their experiences. It was a bit hectic because it was a round robin. We visited 3 schools in about 2 weeks, so we spent roughly 3 days at each school going around teaching English, art, PE, science, and also playing games with these kids. And like Yandy said, the objectives were very similar to the ETA 4 objectives in that we were hoping to promote a love of the English language in addition to creativity, because the Taiwanese education system is very rigid and there aren't a lot of opportunities for students to express individualism. So our goal was to create a duality between allowing students to expose themselves to a new Western style of thinking, but at the same time retaining the cultural integrity which makes the citizens of Tainan, who they truly are. Because we're not here to change any of that. Rather, we're here to create a cultural merge so that we can learn from them and so that they can learn from us. So the first year was pretty successful, but after that we expanded after we started to work with the Alliance Foundation. And we were very, very fortunate, and they gave us the facilities and the resources, and we moved to the Junyi School in Taidong County. And the camp expanded significantly that year, and it began to even more closely resemble the ETA 4, but with a couple key differences in that we weren't solely focused on English in specific blocks, but rather it was more like a class-by-class system that you guys might experience when you go to school. So you might have 45 minutes of English before moving to art, science, PE, all of that. But what was really great was we were able to significantly expand the number of people we were helping. It went up from maybe about 100 kids to 200 over the course of a 2-week sleepaway camp, where kids would not only learn to speak English and think creatively, but they would also have a chance to build leadership because they were in dorms. So this was kind of the objective, and this year, now that ETA 4 and Heart to Heart have merged, we're really looking forward to working together and taking the best from both systems to come up with something truly extraordinary. I mean, we are really grateful that we have so many amazing volunteers, that we have the Alliance Foundation, so that we can go to Taidong and truly make a difference. And now I'm going to pass this to my friend Steve, who is also another founder of the program. Okay, thank you.
我想刚刚已经讲得蛮清楚了，所以我就用中文补充一下。所以我们2年前呢，基本上是在跟范道南文教基金会一起合作，来到这个台南县的3所偏乡国民小学，来帮助这些比较弱势的儿童。然后我们去年呢，就有幸可以跟那个公益平台合作，还有军医国民中小学一起在那边举办这次的夏令营。基本上就是这样子了，他都已经讲过了，所以我就不多做什么说明。谢谢。
Okay, so basically, I think Heart to Heart worked with students in elementary schools, while we mainly worked with students who are in junior and senior high school. And coming back to, I'll continue on doing the thing right. And what we really want to focus is being very learner-centered, meaning starting from what do the students have? What do they need? What do they want? So know thy students, know your students, the characteristics of the students. I find that some of the students from Hualien and Taitung, they are very shy, especially when they are exposed to a new environment. They are quite resistant to change, and that may be because of their background. They might have come from a family where they've been hurt for a very in many different ways for a very long time, since a very young age. So when they are exposed to a new environment, such as going to a camp during their summer vacation and encountering many different new people, and especially when they see all of you from Taipei, they'll think, wow, all these big brothers and sisters from Taipei, they are dressed so nicely, they talk so nicely, and I'm just they might think that I'm a very foolish little boy or girl, very quite dirty and whatnot. So some of them can be actually quite resistant to change, and they are very closed up, and it takes some time to reach out to them, to gain their confidence and their trust, and for them to open up. Okay, so what I'm saying is we need to understand them and try to see the world through their perspective. And later on, I'll introduce some of the resources that we have, and one of them is the teachers from Book House, and I'm sure they will be able to guide us in this direction. And in terms of the contents of the curriculum, we want to bring in some of the learning theories that might help. For example, the scaffolding theory says that one learns better if they can build on things that they are familiar with. So, starting from things that are around them, starting from letting them know about or understand about the Taitung culture, the history, the geography, nature, whatnot, and appreciating that students have multiple intelligence. A lot of the students that we are facing don't do well academically, and that may be because their intelligence in logical thinking or in arithmetic may not be that good, but they can be very good in terms of visual or spatial, or rhythmic, or kinesthetic, body coordination, which I'm sure some of us are very bad at. For example, you don't want to see me dance. Okay, and then the different learning styles. Those who do well academically usually are a lot of time visual learners, but we find that the students in Taiwan, they respond better or they remember better if you give them auditory inputs like sounds, linking different sounds, or some of them need to physically do something to help them learn, so kinesthetic. Okay. Right, so I've talked about doing the right thing, doing the thing right, and the last issue I would like to address is the right person to doing it, which means all of you. And I want you to ask yourself, if this timing is right for you, can you commit yourself to maybe having a preparatory meeting once or twice per month, starting from now till June or July, and then going to Taitung a few days earlier so that you can get used to it, to the climate. It will be very, very hot. A lot of our volunteers actually fall sick. You get heat stroke and insect bites, very nasty fevers, whatnot. And then, but I like to say, once you have decided that this is the right thing to do, that you want to do it, then I ask you to be committed to your decision and not back out. We will give you the support you need. In any time you felt that you don't know how to do something, we have the resources to help you, but we need your commitment, okay? And we don't want it to be just a service thing that you think that, oh, I'm going there and I'm going to give myself to these kids for 2 weeks. you will burn out very quickly. So we also want to put in that learning the component. What do you personally want to get out of it? There are a lot of things that you can learn. You can learn from the kids, you can learn about the culture in Taiwan, you can learn from each other. A lot of you are from very different backgrounds, and also just having fun. Okay, so this is the learning aspect. But in terms of the service aspect, what you can give, I hope that we'll be able to match it with what the kids need, like I said, in terms of the learning theories. So do the right thing, do the thing right, and the right person doing it. Okay, and now I'd like to introduce the resources that you have. The staff from the Alliance Cultural Foundation, Angela is the CEO of the Alliance Cultural Foundation. 公益平台的执行长 Angela. She will be playing a very background role. 公益平台本身就是严先生要求他们很低调。Mr. Yan wants the staff of the Alliance to be very, very low key, but they'll be there with us. Okay, and then Emily, Xinyi, Emily is the administrator. Person who will be helping us administratively, and then Skywalker, Zhe Xiu will be the camp leader this time. He'll be the 营长. Okay, Zhe Xiu. Can I get you to introduce yourself very quickly? 1 minute. Mainly, I've introduced the roles that they'll be playing, but I want them to talk about talk about their virtues, and so you know when to ask them, look for them, ask them for help.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm the Executive Director of the Alliance Foundation. First of all, I have to thank you all of you to be our volunteers this year. It's the third year that we are going to have English camp in Taiwan. And I have to say, we're so lucky that we have many consultants. They are going to help all of us. So I believe you will make good friends and learn many good things and know the value of the teamwork. Okay? Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Emily. I am the project manager of the Alliance Culture Foundation. Also will be the coordinator of this camp this year. So anything you would like to know more about the camp, about the details, anything, you can come to me or to Skywalker. Thank you guys for being here today. And good to meet
Okay. Skywalker, he'll be the camp leader, but before the camp proper. So meaning that he'll be the person in charge of everything before the camp. So he'll probably the one who will be in touch with us a lot. Okay. So next, I'd like to introduce the volunteers. And I'll go by alphabetical order. Alex at the back. Alex is actually, her specialty is English, and especially in curriculum design and planning. I'll get them to come up and introduce themselves later. And then Charlotte over there. Charlotte is the person in charge of the heart-to-heart, the coordinator for heart-to-heart. And then Deborah runs 6 language schools in Taipei and has a lot of experience with organizing summer camps, especially in English. So she's a very good resource. And then I'll introduce Chen Ba, and he represents the 1820. A lot of the teachers from the book house. there are about 11 of them in Taidong right now, 11 locations, and they have about 300 children who go to them after school regularly, and about another 400 who go to them like once in a while. So Chenpa has a lot of contact with, and his teachers have a lot of contact with the students, and they know the students, and they can help us, especially manage the students. The book house teachers, some of them will be with us in the camp as volunteers, helping us with the classes and especially helping us with the management of the students. And last of all is myself, and I will be the a physician in residence because I'm a medical doctor throughout the camp. So if any of you here or your parents are worried about you getting whatever nasty insect bites or fever or heat stroke in Taidong, tell them not to worry. I'll be there, and then I'll take care of you and the students very well. My role before the camp would not be that big this year because we have other experts. So I'll leave them to talk to you about management and curriculum design and other things. So can we have everyone here to introduce themselves in detail? Alex.